Welcome back to my channel. Most Linux operating systems we use today are actually Debian-based distributions. But have you ever wondered why not just install the original Debian itself? So, in today's video, I'll show you how to download and install the official Debian Linux operating system on your computer from scratch. Without wasting any more time, let's get started. Welcome to my channel, Technichio. First of all, we'll download Debian. I'll open my web browser and search for Debian download. From the search results, I'll open the official Debian website. Here you'll notice several options, including download mirrors, installation manual, release notes, and many more. If I scroll down a little, you'll see two download options. Download an installation image. Try Debian Live before installing inside the download section. You'll find two different installation images. Small installation image, complete installation image. The small installation image is similar to the old CD-sized installer and requires an internet connection to download packages during installation. The complete installation image is the DVD edition, around 4 to 5 GB, containing almost everything needed for an offline installation. I'll click on the complete installation image. After clicking it, you'll see multiple download methods, including HTTP, BitTorrent, FTP, and a few other options. I'll choose HTTP, which simply downloads Debian directly through a normal internet connection. Next, Debian asks whether I want the stable release or the testing release. I'll select the stable release because it's recommended for most users. Now you'll again see two options, CD, DVD. Since I want the complete offline installer, I'll choose DVD. Next, Debian lets you choose your system architecture. If you're installing on a modern Intel or AMD 64-bit processor, select AMD 64. After scrolling down, you'll find several aisles. At the bottom, you'll see the Debian ISO, which is around 3.7 GB. I'll simply click it to start downloading. Since I've already downloaded the image earlier, I'll cancel the download. Inside my D drive, you can see I've already downloaded Debian 13, the latest version. Now I need a bootable USB, but I don't have Rufus installed yet, so I'll open my browser again and download the latest stable version of Rufus. After downloading Rufus, I'll launch it and plug in my USB flash drive. Once the USB is detected, I'll select the Debian ISO. Since my hard drive uses the GPT partition scheme, I'll change the partition scheme to GPT. Then I'll click Start. When Rufus asks for the writing mode, I'll choose ISO image mode. As you know, creating a bootable USB takes a little time, so I'll fast forward this part for you. Once the USB is ready, I'll restart my computer and boot from the USB drive. After booting, you'll see the Debian boot menu. Normally, I would choose graphical install, but my video capture card isn't capturing the full screen correctly in graphical mode, so part of the installer gets cut off. To make sure you can clearly see every step, I'll select the regular install option instead. The installer first asks for the installation language. After selecting the language, I'll choose my location and keyboard layout. The installer will scan the installation media, and then it'll ask me to configure the network. Since I have both Ethernet and Wi-Fi available, I'll select my Intel wireless adapter because I'm using Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi network is hidden, so I'll manually enter the SSID and password. Once connected, you can see that the network configuration is completed successfully. Next, Debian asks for the hostname. You can enter any hostname you prefer for your computer. After that, it asks for the root password. The root password is the administrator password for your Linux system, so choose something secure. Next, I'll enter my username. After selecting the username, I'll create a password for this user. Keep in mind that the user password can be different from the root password. Finally, I'll configure the system clock. Now comes the most important part, disk partitioning. You'll see several partitioning options here. Since I want to install Debian alongside Windows in a dual boot configuration, I'll choose manual partitioning. Here you can see all of my hard drive partitions, along with my USB drive at the bottom. I'll select the partition that doesn't contain my Windows installation. If you want, you can securely erase the partition before using it. Keep in mind that Debian's secure erase option writes zeros across the entire partition, making data recovery practically impossible afterward. I'll simply delete the partition. Then I'll select the newly created free space. Instead of manually creating root, home, and swap partitions, I'll let Debian handle everything automatically by selecting Automatically Partition the free space. This automatically creates all the required partitions for Debian. If you prefer full manual control, you can choose Create a new partition instead. Next, Debian asks how you'd like to organize your partitions. You'll see options like all files in one partition, separate home partitions, separate partitions for different directories. Since this installation is for beginners, I'll choose all files in one partition. After that, I'll select Finish Partitioning and write changes to disk. Before continuing, carefully review all the changes. If you need to modify anything, now is the time. Once you confirm, Debian will write the partition changes to your disk. After partitioning, the installation process begins. During installation, Debian asks whether you'd like to use a network mirror. Using a mirror allows Debian to download the latest software packages directly from the internet. In my case, I'll select No, so only the packages already included on the installation media will be installed. Next comes the software selection screen. By default, Debian Desktop Environment and GNOME are selected. If you prefer another desktop environment such as XFCE, you can select it here instead. After pressing Continue, Debian begins installing the selected software. A few minutes later, the installation completes successfully. I'll click Continue and reboot into Debian. After restarting, you'll first see the Debian boot menu. I'll select Debian. As you can see, Debian has now booted successfully. I'll log in using the user account I created earlier. And that's it. This is the official Debian Linux operating system, not a Debian-based distribution, but the original Debian itself. If I open the Update section, you can see my system is fully updated. And if I open the software store, there aren't many applications listed yet, because the system still needs an internet connection to synchronize the repositories. So that's how you can install the official Debian Linux operating system on your computer without any difficulty. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Technichio, and hit the bell icon so you'll never miss an update from our channel. Together, let's end tech tantrums. Thank you.